Hi guys, it's Jamila here from Slapp. Today I'm going to be doing a video on a mature skin makeup tutorial. This is in collaboration with the Online Makeup Academy, who have very generously sponsored this video. So thank you very much to the Online Makeup Academy for your collaboration avec moi. It was really interesting actually working with the Online Makeup Academy and being able to join the Online Makeup Academy. It's an amazing online makeup classes for any age, wherever you are, wherever you live. And I really like it. So I love the fact that I'm now part of the family and I can dip in whenever I want and I can learn as much about makeup as I can, physically learn, because there is literally everything you need to know about makeup in this academy. So I'm just going to get into it, but if you haven't subscribed already guys, please subscribe. We'd love to have you in the Slapp family. And without further ado guys, here is the video. I also got a video from a professional makeup artist saying she was my professional makeup artist and any questions I had I could give her a shout, which was very reassuring and very kind. They had a lot of different tutorials, different lessons on what you can do, from learning about building your kit to just learning which brushes to use for what, different skin types, different skin tone makeup looks, different skin types, prep, mature skin, oily skin, combination skin, whatever your skin, there was something for you. Red lip makeup looks, bridal makeup looks, male grooming, everything you could ever dream of is on this amazing platform, and it never expires. You can kind of just dip in and out whenever you want. There were lots of different lessons and tutorials and looks I could have chosen from, and I watched some really great ones, but the one that I felt would be the most helpful for everyone on this channel was mature skin and a good makeup look for mature skin. So that is what I created today. Hopefully you think it's a good makeup look for mature skin. As I just turned a year older about 3 days ago, I'm feeling more mature than ever, so it felt like the perfect video for me to do. So I'm just going to get into it. I've watched the tutorial. What they say I should do is I should clean my face with micellar water. I use this red one from Bioderma. You've probably seen it everywhere. This is my favorite one. I use it all the time. I've used it for years. I get them on Amazon. You can get them at any pharmacy. Just gonna let that micellar water just chill out a little bit on my skin. The lady went straight into moisturizer. She used the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream, but I don't have that. I do love that, but I've actually run out and I'm using the La Roche-Posay Toleriane Ultra. But I'm gonna use a bit of serum because I'm just a serum kind of girl. I'm using the Caudalie Vino Source SOS. It's just easy, very hydrating, especially as we are trans-seasonal now, and even though it's sunny today in England, it may be raining tomorrow, so it's good to just start thinking about products that are going to keep your skin hydrated. Next I'm going to use the La Roche-Posay moisturizer. The lady said, the makeup artist said that for mature skin, hydration is the key. That's the best way to keep it looking dewy, plump, supple, and she said she likes to use a very thick or very hydrating moisturizer. I find this very hydrating, even though it isn't very thick, so I'm just going to use that today. For eye cream, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Cryo Recovery Eye Serum just because I have it and it's pretty decent. And this is quite nice because it's got a cooling tip. So if you're puffy, like I am right now, it does help to reduce the puffiness. That it really is the name of the game in this tutorial. It's all about making your skin more supple, it's all about making it look dewy, and it's all about creams and liquids and trying to use as little powder as possible and just trying to keep things creamy and dewy. So I'm feeling creamy and dewy. Next up, she said she used an illuminating primer. She used the Charlotte Tilbury primer, but I have a very illuminating primer in the Dior Forever Glow, so I'm going to use that. She liked the Charlotte one because it had a pearlescence to it, and this one does as well, so I'm going to use that one. Looking glowy, and it does make me feel like I should use my eye cream more because I just feel like a lot cooler under my eyes. They feel a lot less puffy than they did before. They're still dark under the eyes, but they do feel a lot less like tired. So next up, what she used was Vaseline. I'm going to use the closest thing to Vaseline I have, which is the Glossier minibalm.com. I love this. It's a salve. It's kind of like a Vaseline, but less trying and more minty. So it's a win. As you guys know, I usually use a sponge to put in my foundation, but she used a diffusing foundation brush. So I felt like I would try that out. I have the Dior number 12 foundation brush, which I never really use, so this gives me a chance to use it. For foundation, she said she wants to use something, especially for mature skin tone, she said it's important to use something that's pigmented, so you can use as little product as possible, which made a lot of sense to me. She was kind of saying, if you use something rich in pigment, then it's going to spread a lot further, which means they'll have to have less on, which is going to make them generally look better, less cakey, more dewy, more lived in, more youthful, and all of that good jazz. So I'm going to use the Glossier foundation, which I bought the other day. It is the Stretch Fluid Foundation in Deep 1, and as you guys know, this is a really good match on me. It is also fairly pigmented, and a little does go a long way. It's also a fantastic color match for me right now when I just wanted to use something bright. I would probably have used the Hourglass tinted moisturizer, just because I really love the finish of that. It's super glowy, and she did say she wants to go for something glowy, but this does have rich pigment and does look natural. So even though it's not going to look as glossy and glowy as I'd want it to, or as she would want it to, I feel like it's going to do the same kind of job, especially because I have primed my face as well. So I'm just going to do a bit here. Next up, what she did was she said instead of using a bronzer, she wanted to use a slightly darker foundation. So I have two in mind. So one is the Yummy Skin Serum Foundation in 19G. I don't know if it's going to be dark enough to show up on here. I don't think so. And then I also have the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer in 6W1 Ganache. This is a little bit redder, but it is richer. And because it's slightly red, maybe it would work quite well as a bronzer on me. So I think I'm going to go for that, especially as it is slightly glowy as well. She said she was going to use a sponge for this bit. So just anywhere you think you would catch the sun. Next was she color corrected. I have the color corrector from Charlotte Tilbury in 3 Tan. It's a very nice orange peachy color corrector, and it has a mirror, which is very handy. Next up, she went in with a cream concealer. I'm going to go in with my Glossier, just because I know it goes really well with the Glossier foundation. Use a tiny bit of powder on the lid. I'm gonna go for this one from Pat McGrath, just because that feels a bit more like my lid. Next thing she said to do was just ever so slightly dab in some powder, just to control the shine, and also under your eyes to catch any fallout from the eyeshadow, because she was planning to do a very red eye. So what she did was go with a terracotta shade. So I'm going to start with this Gucci one here. I'm just trying to use it because I never do. It does have a lot of fallout though. I've got an old palette. This feels very retro. This is Carter Beauty by Marissa Carter. I'm going to go in with a mixture between Prestige and Rioja. So she said to start heavy at the bottom and then blend it up. That's really made a huge difference. I'm definitely going to use that technique going forward. And just to brighten things, she uses a little bit of shimmer. So I'm going to go in with this rose pink from the ABH palette just because it's looking at me. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of Midas from this one here. It's just a bit more gold. She says I should blend it out with a clean brush, which is what I'm going to do. One thing she did that was slightly unexpected was use a blusher to intensify. So I'm going to use these two from the Hindash palette. And one thing I found very interesting was that she didn't use a cream blush, she used a lipstick. So I'm going to use a lipstick. I'm going to use the Pat McGrath Labs Divine Rose Liquid Lush Legendary Lipstick as a base, and I may soften it up a little bit with the Glow Balm. So next up she did the brows, and she used an eyeshadow palette to fill them. So I'm just going to brush up my brows with a clear brow gel. This is the Rose Ink Brow Gel. So for brows, and this was a recurring theme throughout the tutorials, they did recommend doing your own brows with powder just because you can mix the perfect shade, and I'm going to try that because I always am looking for a perfect brow shade. So I'm going to mix the brown and the black from the ABH Soft Glam palette. This is Cypress, Umber and Noir, and I'm just going to use the back of my hands as a palette because I don't have a palette anymore. So I'm just going to keep mixing them until I'm happy with the shade, so it's not too black, not too brown. So I'm just going to go in with a slanted brush. So that is a before and that's an after. I'm actually really happy with them. They do look quite full on and quite thick and quite dark. But I like the fact that I can build it up and I can go as hard as I want. And I will go back in and brush them out a little bit because I do think I went a bit hard. But I'm glad I'm trying this because it's like, why would I keep buying pencils when I've got all of these powders in my palette and I've got the brush? It just seems so much easier. Next up, she did lips. She said for mature skin types, as they get older, their lips tend to lose color. So it's good to use something that's actually visible, something you'll actually see. I'm going to do a mix of lip liners. I'm going to use the Foxy Brown from Charlotte Tilbury one I don't often use. And I'm also going to use the Lisa Eldridge Decade. just going to use a little bit of the Lisa Eldridge blush, which is quite punchy. To finish, I'm going to go in with a tiny bit more powder again, just to take down anywhere there's shine, although this isn't the most shine reducing powder. I still love it. This is the Hourglass powder. So guys, that is it. That is my makeup look for mature skin, courtesy of the Online Makeup Academy. I copied this pretty much step by step, and I really found that it gave me some really good tips. My favorite one being really pack on the intensity on the eyeshadow and then blend out upwards. It sounds so simple, but it's something I've never done before. I definitely am going to keep trying to use powders as well for my brows. I think I will have to be a bit more restrained. It took a little while to bring it down, but it was very easy to bring down because it was already a powder. So I like that. The only thing I'm missing, I feel, is my lashings of powder bronzer and cream bronzer. That's the only thing I think that I would add, but I really like this nonetheless. I think it's a very dewy looking look. I feel like my skin looks really supple, really young, really glowy, and I think whatever age you are, this will be a good makeup look for you. So I'm really happy with it. I really like it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. Will you be buying anything? Will you be trying anything? Do you like the look of this? Do you like the idea of doing a professional makeup artistry course, or getting tutorials or getting lessons from professional makeup artists? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you do want any questions answered about this course, or you're intrigued by it, just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. But hopefully you guys like this look. Let me know if you did in the comments down below. I feel mature, I feel professional, I feel classy, and I feel like this looks really nice. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you haven't subscribed already, guys, please subscribe. We'd love to have you in the Slapp family. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.